You know, life can get stressful for kids and teenagers in school, and sometimes they just need a place to go and collect themselves and be calm.
And that's where the Cook Center for Human Connection comes in to help with grants for calm rooms in schools. Anne is here from the Cook Center and Vi from Bingham High School to talk more about the importance of calm rooms in the sponsored segment. And I love this idea because my kids actually have one in their school. But explain what a calm room is and the purpose.
So calm rooms are a place where kids can come together, usually monitored by an adult, so they can just take a little time out on their own when they're feeling a little dysregulated and just need an opportunity to take a minute, take a breath, think about what's happening, and then be ready to go back and re-engage in school.
But it does take a minute and funding to put these in schools. I mean, schools are looking at these now and the benefits of them, but they are costly. Tell us about the Cook Center for Human Connection and why you thought this was important to support.
Yeah, so the Cook Center for Human Connection, we're a nonprofit. We're based here in Utah in Pleasant Grove, and our focus is on youth mental health and suicide prevention. And we were approached about 2 years ago from Polaris High School in Alpine School District, and they said, would we fund one of these? So we funded one. It was absolutely beautiful, and they've had such phenomenal success. They do wonderful tracking to see how it does affect and support the children. And so as an organization, we said, we want to do this nationally. So we put out a grant that was to the entire nation, and anyone could write for a matching grant. So we would fund up to $5,000 if they matched the $5,000 so that we could help more and more schools have calm rooms across the country.
How many schools responded?
So we had over 70 responses, and we're funding, we originally committed to funding 20, but we're going to commit to funding 25, excuse me. So we have 25 schools that represent 16 states, and about 5 of those schools are here in Utah. Today's the first day we're announcing, so you're seeing this for the first time. These are the schools in Utah that have been awarded a calm room grant. And you see Bingham High School is right on there, so Vi is one of our local schools that we've awarded, but then, as I said, we have 20 others in 16 other states.
And I noticed that most of them are high school, and I can't even tell you, my child in elementary school uses, and it may be called the Peace Room, the Wellness Center, but to reset my child really has changed and transformed life at school. Have you noticed differences and the importance of having these rooms?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just to have a safe place for the kids to go when they are dysregulated and they can just reset, refocus, calm. It's inviting, and it's a place for them. Ultimately, we want them to be back into school learning, to back into their classes, but this is a nice place for them to go just to kind of hit that reset.
So you don't have it quite yet. How did it feel to see Bingham's name right there on
Go
that
Miners
list?
all the way. I was
Go
so
Miners.
grateful for the Cook Foundation to help fund us and help us complete that wellness center, the calm room at Bingham. So,
what have you noticed with kids right now and the need? Like, what are kids dealing with at your school?
You know, that's a great question. We see a lot of post-pandemic needs. We see a lot of students who struggle with anxiety and depression and some suicidal ideation and things like that, and that's very serious. These kids are in our care for the time, and we want to make sure that we care for them academically, artistically, physically, as well as mentally and socially. So that is a great need, and with the calm room and the grant from the Cook Foundation, we're able to fully furnish and get our calm room completed.
And we're looking at pictures of an actual calm room. Tell us what aspects there are, characteristics, what makes it a calm room, a calm room.
Yeah, so first and foremost, it's a quiet space that students can come and just reset. The one you're looking at is the one that we funded at Polaris High School, and it has different elements. It has elements of texture, so there's things that are soft, things that are hard, things that are smooth, things that have texture to them. There's different sound, so as you come in, you'll hear there's a water sound in there, different scents. So doTERRA helps fund us with bringing in diffusers and different scents that they can bring in. There's sound, so different music. There's a TV in there so that they can rotate different calming pictures.
Visuals.
And then there's lots of kind of fidgety toy kind of things, so when kids come in, they can do something. And at Polaris, again, everyone will have their own method, but at Polaris, a child come in for 10 minutes, they get a timer, they put the timer down, and at 10 minutes, like, no one bothers them. But if they need more time than that, then the adult who's managing the room will come over and say, what can we do to help? What's happening? And
So
they
we
provide
should
that.
let everybody know out there, if you're thinking you're a parent, you're a teacher, you're a district leader, we would like to apply for this Rolling Calm Room grant. People can still do that?
We will have another round coming up, but it'll probably be, sadly, it'll probably be a year from now. But
That's
yes,
okay.
we will continue
and keep
to.
this in mind. Cook Center for Human Connection.org/grants. That's where you go for more information. You can also go to their website that's on your screen for more. They're on Facebook and Instagram, and a link on our site at abc4.com/GTU. Congrats to Bingham High
Thank
School.
you very much.
And Ann, thank you so
you.
much for what you're doing
Thank
for our
you.
students.
And
Thank
I
you
think
for having
every
me.
school should have one, right? And they may be able to create one if they're not in that grant. Hopefully they have a space like that.
We hope so.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that. And for the Cook Center for Human Connection and sponsoring this segment.